All right, so the Rams went ahead and made some roster moves the past couple days here. So, as you all know, Jake Funk and Johnny Mundt are going to miss the remainder of the year with season-ending injuries. So, in response to that, the Rams have went ahead and activated Mr. Donte Deayon and Buddy Howell to the active roster back on Tuesday. The LA Rams got unfortunate news from Johnny Mundt and kickoff returner Jake Funk this week, placing both on season-ending IR, and in response announced the signing of Donte Deayon and Buddy Howell from their practice squad to the active roster to fill their spots. Donte Deayon is a defensive back. He was someone who seems to be well liked in the locker room, someone who I've heard has a pretty big personality, very friendly personality, and someone who I know he was like one of the stars on Hard Knocks a few years ago, and he was having a really strong camp. From what I remember, I kept hearing his name, that he was doing very well. But when it was all said and done, I think the Rams went ahead and chose their draft pick David Long over Donte Deayon because they wanted to see if they could salvage anything out from David Long. And I'm getting the feeling that the David Long Jr. experiment might be close to or is already over because he has seen a reduced role. He's in a backup player now. And Donte Deayon, who was just saw his first game action of the year, played a lot of snaps. I mean, a lot of snaps. So, and he played well too. So it's interesting. I'm interesting to see how this develops. And continuing with Donte, Deayon was activated last week for the Giants game. Darius Williams was injured, as you all know, and the spotty play of David Long gave him his break. He stepped up and made the most of it, getting involved in 66 defensive snaps, and he showed stickiness, good breaks on the ball, and tackling heart. Pro Football Focus gave Deayon a score of 71.6. Take these grades as you will. I kind of take it with a grain of salt. Pro Football Focus is pretty legit, so it's a pretty decent score. Excuse me. And Deayon was targeted 12 times in the Giants game, as this tweet from Mr. Sosa, who runs a pretty good podcast himself, Locked on Rams. I very much enjoy that podcast. It's pretty good. Says Donte Deayon was targeted 12 times yesterday, but had a great game. Let's take a look at them stats. 37 yards allowed, 56.6 passer rating allowed, 0.71 yards per coverage snap allowed. And he goes on to say, why didn't he make the 53 again? This is actually really impressive. Now, granted, we have to remember, this is the New York Giants, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to the Giants, all right? It's just, unfortunately, they are having a bit of a rough year. They've had a lot of injuries on offense as well. So they're not exactly world beaters, but Donte played well. And Daniel Jones, quarterback of the Giants, did not look terrible at all either. So he played pretty decent. And the fact that I think Donte was a undrafted free agent, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that. And the whole thing is David Long was drafted, and they want to get value out of their draft picks, which I get. They want to make sure that they get the most out of the guys they drafted. But look, man, if the undrafted free agent guy's the better man, then go with him. So, very encouraging considering our secondary has been up and down. Let's say this year, if Donte can come in and be a solid rotational cornerback, this is going to be a big win for us, honestly. And I'm excited. I love stories like this, where guy who's just on the practice squad for a few years, finally gets his shot, and he actually plays really well. I believe there was a quarterback who is now in the Hall of Fame who led us to our one and only Super Bowl victory, who he himself was a undrafted player, and he did quite well. He even has a movie coming out about him in December. That would be Kurt Warner. And yes, I will be going to see that movie. And yes, I will be doing a review for it. It'll be my first time doing a movie review. I'll do it on this channel and kind of give it a review and some spoilers at the back end of the video. So, point being, I love hearing about these undrafted guys performing well. So, very, very interested to see how Donte will continue to play moving forward. Now, for the second man who was signed to our active roster, that would be Mr. Buddy Howell. Buddy Howell was signed to the practice squad after his release from the Houston Texans. He's a big bruising back. That immediately made my ears perk up because I like the power run. I like physical football players. And he has earned a reputation on special teams. And Buddy Howell has been active in 2 Ram games in 2021, logging 33 special teams plays. I believe those were against the Bucs and the Cardinals. Besides his special team play, Howell will offer a different look to the Rams running back room. At 6'1", 215, he adds a size presence to the unit that is currently not there. And I've been saying this for a while. Buddy Howell, let's okay, yeah, here we go. This is pretty much what he looks like. He's a big guy. He's 6'1", 213. And he's someone that we really need. We need a power back to really bruise the defense on short yardage situations. So I don't know how familiar he is with the Rams playbook. He was with the Texans for his entire career. We signed him to the practice squad in September before week 1. He's remained there ever since, providing the Rams with running back depth if needed behind Darrell Henderson and Sony Michel and Funk. He was, like I said, he was on the game day roster against the Bucs and the Cardinals. He's 6'1", 213. He's in his 4th season. He had 21 carries for 74 yards, all with his former team, the Texans. And it's, he's a bit of an unknown. I would like to see him get some reps just so we kind of see what we're working with. I'm always a fan of big, strong, physical football players. And if he can come in and kind of give a change of pace, bruising back, that'll be a huge win for us. So I'm hoping that he can learn his playbook quickly, because I know it can be a bit. I know it's hard learning Sean's playbook. It's a complicated offense, but you're going to get your shot, Mr. Buddy Howell. So I'm interested to see if he will get any substantial playing time. Odds are he will not. Most definitely probably will not in these next few weeks. But you never know down the road if Sean feels a little more comfortable with him, if he gets a better grasp on the playbook, we might see him a little more. So who knows? But congratulations to Mr. Donte Deayon and Buddy Howell for making the roster. I look forward to watching you and seeing how well you do for the team moving forward. I will be rooting for y'all. And let's get it. Let's see how y'all do. All right, y'all. That's going to be it for now. I will catch you guys later. Go Rams.